Aloha and welcome to Marriage on the Spot. Today is going to be a special subject, a topic, one that may seem strange at first. Actually, when we're talking about this past year, and people having not having the regular work schedules and not having to go into the office. A lot of people were working from home, and yet I think it's actually turned out that a lot of people have not been able to schedule or put it into their schedules anymore a time, a day of rest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it seems kind of odd. But I think the statistics actually really bear it out that the number of people that are reporting that they feeling like they experiencing burnout, feeling anxious, feeling on edge. You've got more conflict, a lot of more even domestic
Yes.
violence. Coming
Yes.
up. It really. Because people's schedules have been disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been hard for people to really, find that framework and find that way of scheduling a time to take a break, time to, do those leisure activities or recreational. And with, that word recreation, right? Recreation. That's a key, is to recreate our energies
Mm-hmm.
and recreate our health, physically, mentally, emotionally. And so, it's so important. And this is with the Bible. We always hear about, that God commanded a Sabbath rest. And it was, he told people, because he knew our human tendency is to just keep go, right?
Oh, rest.
Well,
Not so
not so
often.
often, not normally.
It sounds good, but it doesn't work
Yeah,
really.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. So, how do we do this? Yeah, how do we, because we're not as finite human beings. We are not made to just run like the Energizer Bunny. It don't work for us. We burn out faster than that bunny does.
Yeah, we hear of a lot of people burning out, and it happens in all kinds of fields of work. And a few years ago, we decided, well, before pandemic struck, that we eventually will semi-retire. We couldn't see us totally retire, but semi-retire. And we didn't know really what it looks like. And we thought, oh, that's good, semi-retire. That means we work maybe 2-3 days a week and take off 2-3 days, and the extra day or two we spend in church or service or something doing. But we didn't really know what it looks like. And we know that some people retire and then they go back to work because they just couldn't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we only understood a little bit more about our semi-retirement
Mm-hmm.
when we were almost forced to force ourselves to retire one day at least a week.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing is because, and I can speak for myself, because when I retired after 30 years, or
With the
almost
state,
30,
yeah.
with the state, and getting used to this schedule, and you kind of, you wake up at the same time, you go to work, you know, pretty much you have the same routine day in, day out, and all of a sudden to have that stop. And, you know, we didn't realize just how disruptive it is to our system. And, you know, I felt myself getting disoriented, you know, feeling almost, you know, in a depression, you know, and feeling, you know, just a little bit of anxiety every day, you know, just feeling, okay, what now, you know, what do I do, you know? And of course, I always say nature hates a vacuum, right? Everything else came rushing in to fill that void, right? But there was no, how shall I say, filter. We had no structure around us, and so it became like chaos, you know. And this is what I think a lot of people experienced even in this past year,
especially
in 2020, you know,
yes.
just that disruption, you know. And so even more so, you know, we have to do things intentionally to build that structure and to build in especially a time to take leisure time together, you know, recreate, if you will, you know, ourselves, so that we are maintaining our health, maintaining a sense, you know, of our sense of well-being.
Yeah.
You know, and because that's, you know, and especially as couples, to be able to do that together.
Yeah. When COVID struck, actually before that, I semi-retired. I used to be for 40 years a piano teacher and had 6 students a day, afternoon. And about 2017-18, I said, okay, I reduce now. I'm just not taking new students in. And then just when I had only like a half a dozen left, COVID started. And I thought, oh, now what am I going to do? Self-employed and now what am I going to do? And I really didn't know how to do my schedule, because I found out not only we have a different schedule, but so does half of the world have a different schedule. People who worked 5 days work only 2 days, or people who could bring their kids in the afternoon, now there is no school in the afternoon or morning, maybe they can come in the morning, and it was all chaotic at the beginning.
Right.
And we said, we gonna have to do something. And first thing we decided is we're gonna have to find that we together, both of us, have the same day off, and we have to stick to it. It's so easy to say, oh yeah, I have nothing scheduled, I can do it that day, and then leave our spouse out. And so we had to come together and see, okay, we have several Zoom meetings that day, we have that, and we have this, and we have meetings regularly on that day. So which day, and I'm not going to tell you what day we decided to take off, because we don't want you to all call us on our day off. But anyway, we decided, and we put, especially at the beginning, I put in my calendar, in my regular calendar, old-fashioned calendar, day off, slash. And when I see our calendar getting too full now, I still make a line through that day, and only in absolute emergency. Then we say, okay, we will meet with you also, since we both counsel and I do life coaching and all that. So we both are on our own, and yet we had to learn to combine, to somehow filter, like you say, filter our schedule.
Right. Yeah, and this is an important part, I think. And this is, and we got this actually from Les and Leslie Parrott, who are the couple that they are both actually behavior. He's a clinical psychologist, and she has now I think a PhD
Yeah, both of them
in
have
marriage
a PhD.
and family therapy. So both of them, but they created the saving your marriage before it starts.
Yes.
Right?
And they keep us busy with that.
Yeah. But they also put out this regular blog that, and it's really good, good things for couples to enhance their relationship and to maintain, sustain a real exciting and vibrant relationship. So one of the things that they said here, talking about, taking that Sabbath and sticking to that, is to set it on the calendar, like you mentioned,
Yes.
right? And making that an intentional choice
Yes.
for us to do that. Not leaving it to chance, leaving it, to, whenever we have,
Whenever
we
the
have
other
time.
person has time, okay. But we also
And
have to
this is-
discuss between the two of us
Right.
that we are on the same page, because we found out otherwise that brings extra stress into the couple's relationship.
Sure.
Oh, you didn't tell me that you have a meeting then. Oh, I didn't know you have extra clients that evening. Oh, and we had to
Etc.,
learn.
etc.,
We
yeah.
really had to communicate our schedules.
And the second thing is
Plan and prepare for it.
Yeah.
So we plan even our day off a little bit. We're trying to, do something special and on our day off, instead of doing the leftover work which we couldn't finish the day or 2 days before, or the pile on the desk or whatever. We're trying very hard to take that day off and do something which we kind of wanted to do, whether it's going shopping together or the beach was not too often, especially in the COVID time. We didn't go to beach for 6 months or something. But we probably will go soon again to
we used
you
to
know,
we used to go try to find like either
parks or
park or
yeah.
go do something
and
different.
read together, and we do exercises together. I'm talking about marital exercises in discussing a certain topic. We listen maybe sometimes a podcast together. Since we have been, Kent and I, we started Aloha United Marriage Encounter here in Hawaii, and we were the executive couple till actually the end of last year. So we just gave over that part of the ministry, United Marriage Encounter, Aloha United Marriage Encounter, to a younger couple. So it gave us a little bit more freedom, but we are thankful that we learned a lot in those 20 years leading the ministry. And I just want to put a little plug in there. It seems like we finally can have a marriage encounter weekend again in July, because we had to postpone and cancel, of course, and but we can have one again. And there we learned how to communicate, and sometimes how to put it on schedule, what we usually are not on schedule on paper, what we wanted to communicate, so that each one saw exactly what the other person means.
Yes, and gives you time
Yes.
to think about.
So
really,
we say,
really
okay,
what you want to say.
for 10 minutes, write down what you really want, and I write down what I really want, and then we compare and make our decision from there.
Yeah. And and I think this is it's something we don't always think about, but and it's but it's true. It's trying something new.
Yes.
So if you you know it can be
What is my new one? Nobody would guess. Nobody would guess, and I didn't guess up to 1.5 or 1 year ago.
1 year ago, not even a year. It's been about
In August, it's going to be a year,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
July.
yeah.
I'm actually, started out with chair Zumba. And I like that, fiddling around and doing my own movements and whatever. And then I'm doing Zumba now. And I can't believe I would do that in my age. So it's my new thing. I said, well, one day a week, I feel like I'm getting younger. And then I have another thing with Mike, Coach Mike Bear, a friend from Dr. Phil, who has a special training every week for life coaches. And I'm there pretty actively every week on schedule and do that class, that Zoom and Zumba.
Yeah.
That's my new 2 things I'm doing since 8 months, 9 months. So, what is your new thing?
Well, I don't know.
You have a lot of-
a lot of
You had to
everything is
change
new, actually.
from the office
Yeah,
coming home
right.
and
And
taking
seeing
over the
clients.
upstairs now.
And doing virtual meetings.
Yes, all day
which
long.
has been
Almost.
which has been actually a good thing. It's been a very good, different exercise. We both do, and this is something new that we do together. Is a lot of webinars.
Yes.
And
Yeah, of course, that's all. Even Zumba is online.
right.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not gonna go out and
Yeah.
breathe on everybody else. Yeah.
But just trying something new, doing new things, and doing new things together is important.
That's great. Yeah, we
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's, sometimes we can get too much into a routine, and so breaking that, sometimes getting into, new things, learning new things together can really enhance your relationship and bring some new added spark to the relationship. Yeah. Number 4, you can read.
Place importance on intimacy. Now, I know some of you just think, oh no, those old folks and
I know our kids are going to
No, Mom, don't talk about sex. No, intimacy is not only that, it's just to get to know each other more intimately, more into me.
see.
I let you see.
Yeah.
And sharing what's really on our heart. And even that we learned really through Marriage Encounter. Even sharing our feelings, our fears, our disappointment, our frustrations, our anger or our joy. Because we can fake it so long only. And then it might boom and give an explosion. So we really learned that intimacy starts also with sharing our life, our thoughts, our feelings.
Yeah, and it's it can be simple things like just going for walks.
Short walks also.
Yeah, walks around around the park, around the neighborhood, or praying together. It's a good way to get out, or just going to a maybe it can be even like a morning breakfast. Taking time to.
Yeah, now that the restaurants are open, some places are open.
Right,
So we couldn't do that for a while.
Just taking that outing, to really just talk
more.
We talk more. And there's there's one thing that the parrots actually. It's how's your love life, they call it, right? And just on a scale of 0 to 10, in 3 different areas, just rating your relationship, on, your passion. What was it? Passion.
I'm just blank
I know
myself.
it was passion. Your
Well, it's a triangle, I know.
yeah. No, it's yeah. It was
Yeah.
passion, intimacy, and commitment.
Our commitment, yes.
That was the
Yes.
3, right?
And
So
that's actually another thing we really had to learn in that pandemic, the commitment to stay true to what we say we will do and also to what we're not going to do.
right.
So
Mhm.
it's
It's just taking time to have those conversations with each
and
other.
take a lot of rests, not only just sleep in the same room, in the same bed, or on, watching TV and falling asleep. I fall asleep with watching TV.
Yeah. Usually the TV's watching us. Right?
Watching, yeah. But that we can really talk with each other more and explain more or draw it out or
Yeah.
do something
Together.
together. And sometimes in the kitchen we have that laugh. we do now the dishes together. We did most of the time since the kids are out, since they don't do the dishes anymore. So we help each other in the kitchen. I do the dishes, you clean up by the stove, and you put the dishes away and stuff like that. So we have it more or less organized. And what I learned from my parents when they did dishes, we always teased them. I don't know how many kisses my father gave my mom in the kitchen. We saw it always, the kids say, "Oh, Mommy, thank you so much." And now it's us sometimes. And of course the kids laugh sometimes when they see, even though they are now both parents themselves, "Oh, Mommy still loves Daddy." and we laugh and tease each other about the book from Kevin Lehman, Sex Starts in the Kitchen.
Yeah.
If you have a problem in sex life now, do the kitchen together.
Start there.
Start there. And it's funny when we just rub shoulders or he comes behind me and hugs me when I'm by the sink or whatever, how many kisses, extra kisses we get from each other. And since that's marriage on the spot, I might as well throw that in.
That's right.
It all helps to rest better.
Yeah. And I think the last part, and this is key for, especially for a lot of people here, the Americans on the whole really don't know how to relax and enjoy just relaxing. They always thinking they have to do something. It's all they always have to. Yeah, if you're not working, then you gotta be rock climbing, or you gotta be which is okay. If you enjoy rock climbing, that's fine.
If both enjoy it.
If both enjoy it.
Yeah.
But if what we have to do is remember that we need to rest also. It's a time to relax, it's a time to replenish, and it's a time to regenerate.
Just look at the sunset sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's it's just a matter
Or the meals getting longer, I notice. We talk way more at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Or any meals actually.
Right. Put the just
turn
put
off
the,
TV.
put the,
Don't
turn
have
off the
TV on.
Put aside the cell phones, the electronics. Stack the dishes away for a little while and just talk story.
And turn off your computers or turn off your phones at least.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless you expect a phone call.
Well, I mean, there might be.
And
once in a
like
while,
today, I really expected a phone call, and I'm glad it came before we came here.
Yeah. But these are things that we need to do, and to intentionally make time for, so we have that space, carve out that space, because otherwise it's too easy to fill it with meetings or work, some kind of work thing, or where we're always going,
Always on the go.
yeah, and we feel guilty if we're not. And that's the one thing we've got to make. If we can carve out that time and put it on a schedule and say this is that, then everything else that we need to do, we can just power it out the day before, or a couple of days before, and prepare ourselves to just be able to relax.
Yeah, we actually started putting down in the calendar maybe 3 to 5 going to the park or something like this. So if someone calls and said, can we see you guys maybe tomorrow before sunset or whatever, and I said, we have already something planned, which is true. It's even on the calendar. And so that's really has been helpful, because I learned, I was always felt guilty doing nothing, doing nothing. But now when we can talk, I feel rejuvenated and excited, and we learn new things, even for marriage on the spot. Yeah. That we can come up with a subject every week. Yes.
Yeah, and it is so important though to take that time and to make that time, not only individually for us, but as our relationship as a couple. We need to do that, learn to do that.
Yeah, so God worked. God made the world in 6 days.
Right, and He rested.
And then He rested. So if God rested or needed to rest or wanted to rest, it's certainly good enough for us to rest.
God bless you, and we hope that you will take time to regenerate and build your relationships. God bless you.
God bless you. Aloha.